In recent years, natural disasters have delivered major blows to communities nationwide. For the most part, these disasters have affected regions along the coastlines as well as in drought zones. However, disaster struck an unlikely place this past summer, right here in mid-Michigan. The storm that hit over the course of 4 days across mid-Michigan hit with a ferocity unseen by residents in decades. Roads flooded, crops wrecked, homes ruined. The Chippewa River here in Mount Pleasant, along with the Tittabawassee River in Midland, crested near historic levels. 4 counties, Bay, Gladwin, Isabella, and Midland, received the brunt of the impact, with damage estimates going well into the millions. The storm destroyed many roads across the region, including here on Blanchard Road in Mount Pleasant. The floodwaters were powerful enough here to cause a portion of the road between Lincoln and Crawford to collapse. Repairs on the road began last week, but according to one of the workers on site, the progress has been slow as the water table remains high. CMU itself received a notable amount of damage. The Student Activity Center was one of several buildings that was affected by the flooding. The gym floor was extensively damaged, needing to be replaced as a whole. CMU estimated the flood cost the school more than $6.1 million. According to the EPA, severe storms and heavy precipitation are in accordance with climate change, causing the risk of flooding to become more frequent in cities across the Midwest. Just like this greenhouse, our atmosphere traps heat and warms the surface. Greenhouse gases such as water vapor and carbon dioxide trap heat, working together to form what is known as the greenhouse effect. With human activity contributing greatly to the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, we're starting to see temperatures that are rising more rapidly than ever.
We're virtually certain that humans have been responsible for the warming that we've seen in the last century. The way we've determined that is we have climate models that predict the global average temperature. And when you run those models backwards in time, they're able to simulate the past climate. So when you take out the increases due to human activity, the models don't predict that warming at all.
With scientists predicting more intense storms and flooding, how may that end up affecting us here in Michigan? Dr. JOANNE DANNENHOFer, biology professor at CMU, says that a variety of plant life in Michigan may be impacted, including some of the state's top crops.
Above a certain temperature, corn doesn't produce very well. So there have been decreases in crops because of warm night temperatures.
However, as Dr. Marty Baxter of CMU's Meteorology Department notes, while the storm in June was major, the storm in itself may not be fully indicative of what to expect in the region in the year to come.
Warming of the atmosphere is associated with more water vapor in the atmosphere. So yes, it would be consistent with what we expect to see in a future climate, although it's difficult to blame this one particular event, as we've seen heavy rain in Mount Pleasant before, going back to the 1986 flood.
While scientists are in agreement that global temperatures are rising, there still lies a great deal of uncertainty as to just how much warmer we'll get by the end of the century. As far as how great of an impact that global warming will have on the likelihood of severe storms and flooding here in mid-Michigan, only time will tell. For News Central 34, I'm Justin Bradford.